All right. Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon. So we'll be making a short video live stream here, and with the topic of exegesis. All right. So I've been asked by some friends, by some people around, what is exegesis? Exegesis is the interpretation of the biblical text. So how how are we going to utilize exegesis in our preaching of the Word of God? So here in the Seed of God ministry, I mean, it's no surprise. I've been telling everyone around that here in the Seed of God ministry, in the Bible exposition that we are doing here. Okay, so we exegete text. We are expositing text, meaning expositing, expounding on every verse and every word. Okay, doing exegesis in order to give a better understanding of the biblical text for the congregation, for the people. Okay, so how do I do? Although there is only one interpretation of the Bible that we know as Catholics, but there are here in the Seed of God ministry, we just don't go straight to the English. So how do we do the exegesis here? Now, for me, I always before I explain away the methods on how we do it here, let me first of all make a rundown of what we use when we do our exegesis. So I have here my Greek Bible, the Old and the New. This utilizes for the Old Testament, this utilizes the Septuagint in the Old Testament, and for the New Testament, this Bible utilizes the Patriarchal 1904/12. So this is the complete Greek Bible. This actually, if I remind you, every time I also do Bible reviews for reviewers, for publishers sending me their Bibles, this is oftentimes I use to compare if the Bibles that they send us are formal equivalence translation, dynamic, or let it be like thought for thought, or optimal, the balance between the two. Okay, so now number one, this is what I use most of the time. And after this one, okay, I'm happy also that Cambridge sent me a review copy of the Tyndale Greek New Testament. It's an excellent addition to the variants that I mean, this is an excellent addition to doing my exegesis compared to already, since I have this Greek and my Nestle Aland. All right, so I do have my own. Sorry about that. I do have my own Brenton, but rarely do I use this whenever I do my exegesis. Okay, so how do I do it? So actually here we are done with the Old Testament. That's why I'm not showing to you anymore the Hebrew Tanakh, the Tanakh that I have, that I use. We are already, in my exegesis, we're already in Mark. That's why we are concentrating on the Greek text. So these are my Greek authorities, actually. These are my Greek authorities. So what do I do first? So since we are already in Mark, I first actually read from this Greek Bible, from the Patriarchal 1904/12. So what do I do here is I read certain chapters first, all right? And after reading from this, all right, so I'll be laying the rest of my supplementals on the table as well, because what I do is after reading from this first Bible, so I make comparison between verses. Using the Tyndale and my Nestle Aland. Okay, so after that, what do I do next? What do I do next? So what I do is I write those verses. Actually, I do it verse by verse. I write how I understood the Greek here, and then I compare my my own English translation to my English based Bible, and this time it's my ESV. To my ESV. So after writing, why do I do that? Because I tend to compare my work into English from the Greek with the English base in order for me to compare how I understood it well, that the message is the same, even though there are some words different, but the message being conveyed, you have to understand that there are words from Greek that would be, how do I say that it would be hard to translate unless you fully understand. That's why I read the whole chapter first. I read the whole chapter first. And after writing those two, making a table on that, so I make my notes down. So those are the commentaries, how the verse could be understood, expounded, and if there are any comparisons if there are any variances, so I explain the variances down below, and if there are any theological implications, I write it down as well. So that's how we do our exegesis here. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact, to send me a message here in Facebook. So we could happily oblige you on how to have a better understanding of the Bible. Now, take care and God bless.